Hey everyone, Cuddlecraft back, and today we're playing some Rise of Liberty. We're going to be playing a siege mode. Now, the basics of this game mode is they're the British, which are like, they have certain waves. They have like infinite waves, I'm pretty sure. And we play as the colonists, or the rebels, the American rebels, and we have these different types of units, and we have a certain amount of money. We get money from taking out British waves, so we want to have a strong fighting force, but it's really tactical. Once you get into like the later stages of the game, you really have to balance out, like, should I get infantry, should I get cav, should I get more artillery, maybe I need some support in the front lines. Like, there's a lot of that. You do want cav if they have a strong like center force, like all their forces are clumped up. You want cav because you can divert a lot of troops, and your infantry can like split up their army. And you also want a solid force of infantry. You don't want to spam artillery. You want limited artillery. Puckle guns are always good, but those are probably all the artillery you really want. Some nice smoke effects. The game is pretty good. It was developed by a single person. I think they have more people now, but I'm not sure. It started out being developed by a single person. I don't know about right now. But it is a pretty good game for its age. It's relatively new. It's only like a year and a half old, or maybe 2 years actually, but yeah, it's a really good game. So let's go. Your troops spawn in the next wave. So that's what I mean, like, it's a balancing type thing. You don't just get troops all of a sudden. You have to have enough troops to hold in the beginning, in the first place. So I think we'll do that for now. We don't want any artillery just yet. You usually want to start out with like a puckle gun because it's really good artillery. But we have a solid force coming next round. You can go ahead and turn up the audio a little bit. Has some nice flashing effects too with the guns. So yeah, we're really dominating this first force, but our reinforcements should be enough. We could go ahead and get some more infantry. Infantry spawns in they both spawn in numbers of 10, but artillery is like a single piece, and you place down the artillery. I'll show you once we get it. It's a pretty nice map too. It is fun sometimes to play as like a soldier when you start to like lose and you're like holding a last stand kind of. Yeah, they took out a lot of our forces though. We lost some troops there. But here come our reinforcements, and yeah, we're going to knock out their wave. We have a huge amount of forces to meet their small amount of troops, but there is still, we're gonna take a lot of casualties here. And we don't have many reinforcements moving onto this side. We do have a few. Oh, there we go. We have a lot of, or actually, we do have a lot of forces moving on this side, but they kind of split our army up in two, which is honestly a pretty good tactic, but it is AI. So we'll go ahead and save up money for now. I might get a puckle gun for this side right here, this defense, because the AI, like, one of the soldiers will go over and take control of it. So that is another thing. It doesn't affect your army too much, but you can lose, like, one troop can't be firing his musket. He is firing a puckle gun, but still, you don't have another musket firing, you just have a puckle gun instead. I mean, it's just, that's a mechanic. Like, it doesn't just spawn in a new troop when you have a puckle gun. Look at those graphics. I have a pretty juiced up computer, so it can handle these graphics. Very nice. Like, the smoke, it's kind of realistic in a way, the white smoke. It wouldn't be that white, it'd be a little bit darker, but still. It's pretty good smoke effects. I like it how it like gets denser. It doesn't like, if there's more smoke, it doesn't just like spread out over a larger area, it also gets denser. So we probably want to invest in more infantry. Really, infantry is the way to go. Yes, you do want some cav, but there's no real reason to have a huge amount of cav. We're not going to have that many forces, that many reinforcements. So we really, I just hope they push up on this side, because we're not going to have, that's always like the problem really. The third wave, you just get no reinforcements. So sometimes I do like to, like, sometimes I won't spend all my money in the first wave, but for this, I wanted it to be a pretty large scale battle. So they are going to fall back, and hopefully they form up some like defenses, or I think they're just going to move over to take out these last troops. We do have a little bit of time to figure out what we're going to spend our money on. I think just more infantry, to be honest. We're going to need as much infantry as we can get. So, they're going to be, they have a small force over here, and they do have a force over here. And they also have a pretty decent sized force over here, and we don't really have anything on this side to answer that. You see now how our armies just split up? We're scattered around the defenses. It is a pretty cool game mode, I'm not gonna lie about that. It really like makes you feel like you're surrounded and there's like not much hope. You can go ahead and save up. I want to get a puckle gun. I feel like we might just get it right here, honestly, because I'm pretty sure that the waves are random, but I think if the AI will send one huge force to one side, they're gonna send like another huge force. They send like two. It's completely random, but I think they have like implemented something like that to where like sending that force over there kind of like depletes, or I said that really weird, depletes like the force on the side, and then they can send another force to finally destroy it. So we'll go ahead and get a puckle gun. Let's get closer to the ground. Here it is. We can control it. I'll set it up right in this like, or I might set it up on the farther back in the defenses. I think I'll do that so we have it longer. I'll set it up right there. So if we do have to fall back, we can still have the puckle gun. And there we go. It's really good. Let's get some shots of it. Where is it shooting at? It's gonna be shooting in some of this area. And now we have some forces like defending it, kind of. I think that's why it's not shooting, because I think something's in the way, or like one of our troops are in the way. Oh, we need more infantry, actually. We're not gonna get that much infantry reinforcements. I'll try and get as many as possible. I think we should be able to get one more. Can we? Oh no, we're not gonna be able to. This next wave is gonna be harsh. We don't have any reinforcements. We probably should have just spent that money on infantry. That money spent on infantry would be good. But we do have a strong defense on this side. So if they do push hard on this side, we'll be able to hold it. But I'm kind of scared they're going to push on this side. But I don't know. Okay, it seems like they are going to push on this side. So that is good for us. And there's nobody on this side, but they are pushing on this side. And I assume, yeah, they have a presence on all sides. But their main force is on this side, which is good because our puckle gun can really deal some damage. You can see it shooting at the cab there. Now it's shooting over here. Nice volleys. Hello, our camera control. Now it is a little bit like not the most realistic because they're like shooting into the ground, kind of like they would be shooting into the ground if their bullets go where they are aimed, but it's still a good, like, that's kind of nitpicky to really criticize it. You can see on the top we're taking a lot of casualties. That shows like how many troops we have and how many troops they have. And we have these 4 flags. I think it's 4, or it could be 3. It's actually, I think it's 3. Yeah, it's 3. We have these 3 flags we have to defend. And it makes it really interesting because they're all, oh no, there's 4. But they're all like on the edges kind of. There's no center flag, so it makes it really difficult because we can't really focus any one side. We have to like really hold, where we can't fall back to a defensive position and hold like in the center. We still have to hold one of these flags to stay in the game. And I think this turn we're just gonna spam out infantry because wave 5 is where it surprises you with how many troops they have. They get a crazy amount of forces that you just aren't expecting, and it's like, it's really devastating on your forces. Like, it takes a harsh toll. It's like the winter, kind of. There's like all the different seasons, and wave 5 is the harsh season, is the winter, basically. It's the winter of this game. Few guys left. We can't really afford these careless casualties we're taking. We need to just play defensive. Like, if I was a soldier in real life, I wouldn't be bayonet charging by myself like Leroy Jenkins. Like, I would just be staying back, shooting at them from a range. Okay, let's get all the infantry we can get. We can't get anything else. But 130 forces, I don't know. We are kind of dispersing to reform a different formation. We have our reinforcements, but it's going to be a tough battle. They have, what, 75? What's 75 plus 50? They have 90. We have 90 more troops than them, and that's not that much. But that puckle gun is really going to start dealing damage to their army on this side. And yes, they have a strong formation on this side, which is good because we brought the puckle gun on this side, but they have some cav over here. This cav can easily charge my forces without much of nothing really to stop them. Now, these guys will be able to slow them down and buy time for my other forces to deal damage to their army, but it's going to be a hard fight. We don't have that many forces in this center. We have most of our forces on this flank, which is good because we can outflank them, but this puckle gun is really going to have to hold because we have nothing else to really guard this side. I'm going to become this guy. Get me some British. Need to take some cover. You can't hit me. Stormtrooper aim. We need to fall back. Okay. I'm gonna start spectating again. You have fun with that, good sir. And we really held off this wave well. We did good this wave, but they inflicted a lot of damage, and that's gonna really... They took out, what, 315? Or 115? Not 315, but like 115 forces, basically. They have taken out 108 in that one wave. 100 and... Oh, that was 107. 108 now. Now they've taken out 108, and we should be able to hold without taking another casualty after that one. 109. They've dealt 109 casualties. I'm pretty sure that'll be the end. Should be. If this one guy, yeah. This one man. Okay, we don't have much time. Should we just spam out infantry? I feel like we might want some cav. We'll get a little bit of cav, like 40 cav. Then we'll just spam out infantry. But we're not going to get that much infantry. Oh, 0.5 cents. We'll have $16 for the next wave. But this is going to be the rough wave right here. You can see they're spawning on that side and they outnumber us. Now our reinforcements haven't come yet. So once they... Oh no, I don't think we got them off in time. I don't think we selected our reinforcements in time. That is a glitch. Like the wave actually starts before the timer reaches 0. Which I think is kind of annoying because now we're gonna lose, I'm pretty sure. Unless a miracle happens, we're going to lose this one. We could hold. We could try, but look, we're just surrounded, and they're not going to fight on our puckle gun side. So we're just, like, stuck. We're, like, having to reform. Troops are moving all around the sides. We just have, like... This side is really going to suffer. Like, they have a large force, and we have nothing to answer. We have, like, a few... troops to answer this huge force. And we're already at a disadvantage for the next wave because we're going to take... If we win this wave, we are going to take a lot of casualties. We could possibly bring it out, pull it out. We have a chance of winning this. We just need an extra 30 troops and we could win this. Or we could at least take out a lot of them. But I don't know. We're really starting to suffer now. We don't have anything to answer. We could try and get artillery, but that's not really, that's just going to be a waste of money. Because if we do survive, then we'll have lost that much money. And we're down in the 90s, and yeah. We just took so many casualties in that last wave. And since we didn't get our troops back, since our troops didn't spawn in, we just were too late. Now we're really gonna suffer. And there we go. Look at that. We're having to fall back. They're basically gonna yeah, they're taking that flag. They aren't gonna take that flag, but yeah, they're taking that flag. This flag is gonna fall soon. Man, that's kind of annoying. How our troops didn't really... We got 125 kills, 15 deaths. I think that's just for this one wave. We've taken more than that. I think that's just like my stats in the game, like my personal stats. I think that is, yeah. I think that's my personal stats, but... Yep, they double our numbers, and they're not taking many more casualties. And this force is just overrun. Now these guys are kind of... Oh, we have our reinforcements. This could be the save of the day. No, how many troops did they just get? Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. Our puckle gun is gonna do nothing. Oh my gosh. They didn't get reinforcements on this side, but we could possibly, just maybe. We have a tiny chance. We have hope now. There's hope still. We haven't lost the fight yet. We do have forces holding on this side. We are gonna probably be able to hold this flag. Unless they overrun us, because we're kind of trapped here. We're trapped shooting at them. Because, like, the bots don't realize they need to defend the flags. We are going to be able to hold this flag for a little bit longer, which could buy time, but we're already taking so many casualties. This is ridiculous how many forces they have. They have 300. We can try and get as many as possible for just a final stand. But they're not going to be able to spawn in for another 120 seconds, 2 minutes. We have to hold out for 2 minutes with these amounts of force, this amount of force compared to their force. We are holding. It is a good thing that we don't really have too many troops holding on this side. Or actually, we are kind of repelling them on this side, which could be what we really need, because this side is not looking good, but these forces should be able to hold for a long time. They're not losing by too much on this side. They have kind of pushed us back on this flag, but we're about to retake this flag, and this flag we should be able to hold. We should be able to retake this flag as well, or maybe. Well, this flag we really should be able to hold for longer. We'll be able to retake that flag. I just like said the same thing 15 times. Oh, we just need another 5 cents. We'll get some cav, I guess. Could always help out. We just need numbers. That's like what we need now, and that's gonna be in cav, because cav is cheaper now, so we're gonna need to start investing in cav instead of infantry. Because cav could win the battle. Cav is good against huge clumps of infantry because it baits them away and lets our troops fight longer, but no. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out. We survived another wave. They're taking that flag, they're retaking this flag. Yeah, they pushed back that force. Just, yep, there we go. The British one. We are gonna try and do another one. We'll do another one. So, let's go ahead and go to our base. I think the best thing to do for this first wave is to save our money for 2 waves, or only invest in a small amount of forces. We'll go down to like the closest we can to 100, like that, and then we'll just save our money. So we have some reinforcements. If we do take too many casualties, we can just always just get more, but there's a small British force versus our massive army, but you saw there just all of a sudden sorry, but my friend started to text me. Had to take that really quickly. Yeah, we're gonna hold this wave off for a while. We won't need too many reinforcements. We can just save up our money for the 3rd wave. We'll wait out the 1st and the 2nd wave. No, the 3rd wave. We should be able to invest a bunch of money. I want to invest in more cav. I feel like we didn't really put that much money into cav, and that kind of lost us a lot of forces, because the cav really helps, because it makes troops like turn around, and that means there's less troops firing at your troops, so it's better. You get a lot more use out of infantry with more cav, because your cav just, and it does pretty good in melee. Like you can see here, his cav charge over here, this cav charging in, it's doing pretty good. It's holding off these guys. These guys are distracted, and now they're firing, but it distracted them, and this is 5 men, and 5 kills is kind of a lot on this side, because look, there's no troops here. This entire flank is 5 forces, so if they all hit one shot, they would have taken out that flank, but because the cav charged, they couldn't. Nothing really happened. We do have, just a bit of a bug. These guys are just infinitely walking into stuff. I don't know what's going on. My cav is going out a little bit. Sorry, I was trying to play. Got my games confused. Yeah, they're not really gonna do much. Just kind of distracting the, infantry. That's really what cav is. It's intimidating, but there's not really any morale in this. And yeah, there's 4 troops left. We should only need, look at that, we have a ridiculous amount of money. We should only really need a few more forces. We're gonna get them, aren't we? In a few seconds, so we're gonna get our reinforcements. 160, that probably will hold off their wave. Okay, yeah, we still have the advantage, so that's good. So we can invest all this money into some infantry, and then the rest of the money that we get, we'll invest in cav. From this wave, we'll invest that money into cav. So we'll be at a good, solid numbers. We'll have at least probably 60 or 70 cav, and that will help a lot. Or no, we won't be at that much, but we'll probably be at like 30 to 40. So that can divert a lot of troops. He's put the wave over here is going to be stronger than over here this time. So that is kind of a bad thing for us, because we have a lot of forces just fighting on these flanks and not really fighting in the center. Now that's not all bad. We do have a decent force here to hold for a while, but it's not going to last forever. And we don't really have that many troops anyways, but they have less troops, so it's not really a worry right now. Let's go ahead and start putting money into the cav. Or yeah, we're gonna have more than that. I got confused. I thought the cav costed 100 instead of 10. I was doing the math and I was like, 70 cav, that's 700 dollars. We'll get a little bit more cav. That's a solid amount, and we still have a bunch of more troops, or a bunch of more money to get in. And this next wave, this third wave, we're gonna be able to repel heavily, and that's good because our army is kind of bleeding out, but we have a solid force here which should be able to get some flanking fire, knock out this force, which will leave these guys trapped, and all other forces can converge on them. Wait, kind of a stalemate, kind of a losing battle on this side. I don't really know, it's hard to tell. We have the advantage of playing defensively, but that's not really gonna help. But we can always just, the army can just move over there, the bots will just move. Yeah, not much really happening. We've taken out this side, so now these guys are really trapped, because we have our, you see now this huge group of forces fighting one man. Dude, this legend, he can't die. Okay, he finally died, but I think they had a bad angle on fighting him. But now these guys are really isolated. We are going to be able to pull that one out. Can we get more money before the next wave spawns? Okay. We'll be able to get some more cav. So 90 cav and 230 infantry. That's what... We'll have around 400 forces. And that'll really be able to just take out any British trying to take our freedom away from us. There we go. Look at that. That's insane. We have 400 forces. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more infantry. I think we have enough cav to hold for a while, so we're not going to invest any more money in cav, or we'll invest a bit of money. But look at that, we have a huge cav force, and I think we have another one, or that could be the only one. We have a bit of cav, I don't know. We have a huge cav force here, and they're really gonna look at that. We've already, look, they're all chasing the cav, which means the force over here is gonna be trapped. And look, they're about to chase the cav. You're crazy. Okay, they're turning around. But look, these guys are just chasing the cav. Look, we've scattered their formation. They're going to push in like small waves and just give us the victory on this third wave. Now, we are going to take some casualties, but that's war. You have to take casualties to inflict casualties. But their only force is really right here, and we outnumber them heavily. Now, we're going to invest mostly in infantry. We could get some cav, but we're not going to get that right now. Because I want to stay at a solid 400 forces as long as possible. And we're about to be at that point where infantry is more expensive than cav. Which is not really that good, because we want infantry. We want more infantry than we really do cav. That's how armies work, but we have lost a lot of cav. But it's really inflicted a lot of casualties on them without us really taking too many. Now, we have lost around like 130, but we still have a huge army and a lot of money. We'll get like not that much cav, really. We have 120 infantry, so now all the rest of our money we'll put into cav, which will be a decent amount, because they still have this entire force back here, which hasn't done much, and we still have cav charging. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. They bought more time, really. They didn't do much. They didn't inflict that many casualties, but they bought so much time. And now that's really the last force left from them. This small force versus our huge army. So let's go ahead. We don't have any more money because we're not getting any money. We're not dealing any damage. Imagine being a soldier here, just like seeing the huge amounts of troops. I think the next wave is spawned in. No, not yet. I want to get enough money to get one more unit of cav. Come on. 2 more kills should do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. We can get... I think that's the last amount of cav we're going to be able to get before the reinforcements. Yes. Here they come. But, I mean, look at that. We have a huge force now. Our infantry is kind of, like, scattered, but that's kind of good. That's good and bad. Bad because we're not really going to be able to hold that many, we're, like... one dedicated force can knock out a lot of troops, but good because we can hold on multiple flanks with like an equal size army. Now the forces over here, they need to move over to this side to help out on the fight, because this is a huge force of British and we don't have any cav charging yet. So right now it's just gonna be a very sad. We could probably invest in a cannon this time instead of a... or actually, I kind of want a mortar. Let's get a mortar. Because you can put mortars, like, far in the back line. And they still can inflict a lot of damage. We'll put a mortar there. And they've clumped up, and this will be a perfect target for a mortar shot. A accurate mortar shot right here, a nice hit, could deal heavy damage. Here it comes. There's the shot. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit far off. We did get a few kills with it. Or that could just be musket fire. but we need some more. A lot of confusion in the back lines. I don't really know what's happening. Oh, they are pushing on this side. Let's watch this mortar shot. This could be better. Nice. Ooh. You see that? That's without taking a single casualty. We did all of that damage, so that's good. That's, like, kind of amazing. The mortars are honestly, they're pretty good. They're not that accurate, but if they do hit shots, you can have them so far back in the back line, it's like crazy. Just get as much infantry as possible. We might not invest in any more cav for now, because right now we need numbers. Well, I guess if we wanted to say that, we'd get more cav, but what I'm saying is infantry is just better in the front line. Cav is not that good in the front line. They're not really meant to fight. They're meant to be more as like a shock factor. Oh, this one guy. This poor soul. He's under shell from artillery. Getting some friendly fire there. We don't really have any more money, so I'll just go ahead and cut to the beginning of the next wave. Okay, the next wave is started, and the artillery is already opening fire. I don't really know what they're aiming at, but our cav is going for a charge. Not really getting any value there. Slowing them down, but not really doing much. I mean, they are kind of buying time for artillery, but that's not going to be too useful. And they're really only on this side, which is good because our main force is really on this side. Now, I wish these forces, like in the center, kind of just constantly reforming. Wish they would move on this side so we could take less casualties, but it's kind of good that we have a light defense because it means these guys can't just shoot in one clump. They have to spread their shots around. That's gonna, they can't get as many, they're not that accurate because they have to like really aim instead of just firing, and instead of just like pointing the gun in one direction. They have to like kind of aim. So how much money? We have a decent amount of money. Could go for some cav. Really need that. That's gonna be a good amount of cav. That's gonna buy a lot of time. See, have our stats changed? Yeah, I think that's just my player stats. I don't really play in battles as much, like as a soldier. Really, if I play this game, I like to play this game mode. It's really fun. We're already on wave 5, and I'm kind of worried because we don't have that much infantry. We need more. We need to invest all the rest of our money, which isn't going to be that much because they don't have that many forces. But we're going to have to invest the rest of it in infantry. This next wave, this force, we can't take casualties right now. I know that sounds kind of obvious, but this force is going to be the main fighting force. Like, we're not going to have that many reinforcements. Now, we'll have a decent amount of cav, but infantry-wise, there's not going to be that much, and you have to have a strong force of infantry to even get value out of cav. So we'll just keep getting infantry. We probably can get 2 more infantry, and then we just won't have any more money, and that's kind of bad, because this next wave is going to be kind of devastating. No, we're not going to even be able to get any more infantry. This is going to be bad. I mean, we do have 130, but that's mostly cav. Let's just hope we can hold. We still have a strong force. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out until the next wave. Okay, the next wave is started to begin, and we still outnumber them heavily, so this is good, because we need to get kills. We just lost a lot of friendly cav there, not much. They didn't lose that much cav. We do have a stronger force of cav moving up. It's like a light cav kind of flanking. really just to have a presence on the battlefield. But they're gonna lose a lot of their forces now that they're under fire. And oh, this is gonna be bad. Look at this. All of these forces around this side, all of these are British, and we don't have that many forces to answer, really. It's just gonna be based on a lot of hope, honestly. Our troops are gonna have to have high morale. We might want to invest in a cannon. I feel like the Puckle gun is a bit overpriced. It should be like $70 or $80, because it being it being $100 is pretty expensive for the amount of money we're making. Later in the game, if you really get far, it could be really useful, but for now, I think we're gonna get a cannon, actually. I feel like a cannon could also help with the bombardment phase, because we want to have bombardment is pretty good, and like they're really clumped up on this side, and I want to take advantage of that. And the cannon and the mortar have longer range as well, so, and they can also turn, and they fire like in the air, so they can fire on all these flanks if we have them in the center, which is good, because it means we get more value out of them instead of just like a Puckle gun we have to put on one side, and that's like the only place we can have it. Our troops are really thinning out in the center, but we still have a lot right there. And now we just need a little bit of cav and just more infantry. We're starting to run out of funds. If we had an extra 100 funds, we could probably make a lot of use with infantry, because we really just need infantry right now. I don't think, honestly, I kind of regret getting that cannon, because that's gonna really be expensive, and I don't know if we're gonna get enough value out of that. Oh my gosh, and it's hitting the tent, isn't it? It's not even, oh no, we should not have done that. Where is it shooting? It's not even shooting. Oh no. I think we've wasted some money. $60 is a lot of money for this. And we don't have that many reinforcements. And this next wave is gonna probably be where we lose. We're just not gonna get enough forces in time. And they've already gotten their reinforcements, and we have nothing to really answer. They are gonna outnumber us by a lot. But our artillery is really where the hope is at, and all their forces are on this side, and look, we have nothing. We have a couple forces to just slow them down, like a few troops to slow them down, really. That's all they're really here to do, slow them down. And buy time for the main army, because there's nothing on this side. We need to shift. All our troops need to shift to this side, and we can have like a few forces to fight these guys, but we have a huge army fighting these guys, and they're cav. That's deadly. We need more infantry. We need more cav, and we need more infantry. We just need more infantry. We just don't have enough troops, I feel like. I feel like we will be able to hold enough for our reinforcements, but their reinforcements are going to be so much, and we're not making much money off of this because we're not killing that many, because we're outnumbered. They have more forces than we do, so they're just going to kill more than we will. Now we have one on this flank, which is good, because now we can shift our troops over, but I don't really see that many shifting. They are going out, but that's because there's one guy. This one guy could be the change in the battle. Him staying here is buying their forces on this side a lot of time to weaken my forces, and they've surrounded us. They have a huge force on this side just waiting to strike. Well, they are fighting, but they're just not pushing yet, and yeah, they're gonna take this flag. But we still have some forces to hold this flag. Now, We just need more infantry. We can't get much cav because there's no point in getting cav. We don't have a strong front line. We barely even have a front line. If the next wave is on this side, we're dead. We're gonna lose. If we can hold off this wave, we're not even gonna have many forces left. Well, it's kind of tied. They do have an advantage, but it's pretty even right now. It's an even fight, and we have the advantage of being defensive. We don't have to aggress. We don't have to push forward. We can just stay. Now, they are probably going to take this flag, which is bad, because they are going to soon. We just need to hold on this side. We need to slow them down as long as possible, because they can get some nice flanking fire. Now, the mortar is doing something. It's shooting. That's all I can ask from it, to just shoot. Intimidate. We will be able to stall for reinforcements, but their reinforcements are just going to outnumber us by so much. Like, it's kind of crazy. But we have a force. We have a fighting force, and here we go. We have our reinforcements, but look at how many reinforcements they have. That's not even all. They're going to have 400 forces against 200. It's crazy. It's like that one wave, wave 7, they just jump in the number of forces they have. But our forces are all clumped up, and that's really bad for us. It's really good for the graphics. Not the lag, I don't know, but graphics are pretty sick. That's some pretty sick fog or smoke, and now it's all gone, but now they get another volley and it comes back. But look at that. We're surrounded. They have forces on this side, forces over here, and forces over here. The only place where they really don't is this side, but like, we have a small militia force. We could possibly have just enough troops to hold for reinforcements, but at that point their reinforcements are just gonna skyrocket. They're gonna get so many more. Don't shoot. Don't do it. Don't do it. If this cannon shoots, my army is gone. Where's the mortar shooting? Okay, good. The mortar is shooting at their lines. Oh, the mortar's getting some nice hits, punching holes in their lines, but look at this. They even have 2 lines. They aren't getting friendly fire because the game doesn't work like that, but they have 1 line to really soak up bullets, soak up some lead, and yep, okay. The British have won. I mean, it is like infinite. There's no end to it, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe for more content and to support me. It really helps out. Comment saying something about you that you're proud of, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.